Welcome back to Mock the Mock, where I take a look at someone else's mock draft and I'm going to give you my views, thoughts, and opinions. Holy crap, hit my elbow. Golly, and moved my camera. But we're taking a look today at friend of the channel, PFF's own Trevor Sikkema in his new mock draft. But what's crack-a-lackin'? It's your boy Broshmo. Just in case you did not know, so go ahead, become a bro and subscribe. Leave this video a thumbs up if you enjoy the content as always. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, where we have that nice, beautiful football discourse. I have not looked at it yet, and I can't wait. And I already took, I see it right now. We got some shenanigans up at pick 1 as we got the New York Giants trading up to get Caleb Williams. I imagine that's going to be some kind of wild trade there, but a trade nonetheless. I don't think he's probably projecting trade value at this point. We're just playing with scenarios at this juncture, but let's read this one. With Daniel Jones struggling when healthy and now potentially out for the year with a knee injury, I think it's been verified he is now out for the season. The Giants will likely finish within striking distance of Caleb Williams and Drake Maye. Here, they get aggressive to ensure this season is a fluke and not the start of a trend. Oh, I like that. So I don't mind. I actually think the Giants should be looking at quarterback this year. You can get off Daniel Jones' contract after this season. So I think, well, not this season, but next season. So I think that's definitely something they should consider, whether it's Drake Maye, Caleb Williams. Hey, to each their own. I think they're fairly close to one another. So if you're like, that's Drake Maye, it's like, okay, cool. I mean, they're close enough to where it's like, I'm not going to fight it. I'm not going to fight whatever opinion. Who do you think quarterback 1 is in this class? They're right now, I guess, as Trevor would say, within striking distance of each other. All right, we got the Chicago Bears going with Drake Maye. I know this is going to send off Mitch Trubisky vibes to people, but I think going with the quarterback is kind of the wise option for the Bears if they find themselves in this predicament where they're going to be picking 2 and 3. Just move on from Justin Fields, get a new quarterback on a rookie deal, and go from there. I think financially that's the better option. Drake Maye's been flipping fabulous this season, and then they're going to pair him up with Marvin Harrison Jr. I love those first 2 picks. Quarterback, and then the best wide receiver in this class. Chef's kiss. I love it. Oh, man, that sneeze snuck up on me. It must mean, I think this pick should be the Cardinals if we're going on the current draft order, because I think the Giants are at 2. Or at 4, excuse me. Cardinals are going to go with Olu Fashanu. I know some people get a little hurt that it's like, no, they should take Marvin Harrison. They shouldn't move. It's like, no, for what they're going to get for trading down, they absolutely should move down. Marvin Harrison ends up falling to him, great. If not, then, hey, Olu Fashanu is a very phenomenal choice. If they're going to stay inside the top 5, I really think you could only go offense. It's a very offensive heavy draft, at least early on in this like top 10 range. So they go get Olu. They could probably get off of, I think they could get off of Humphrey's contract after this season. Not positive, don't quote me on that. But this way you keep Paris on the right side. You bring in Olu, have him start on the left. Pick 5, I believe, is the Patriots. They go Joe Alt. That's kind of like a no-brainer, I think. I mean, they need tackle help desperately. Trent Brown has returned, and he's playing good football. But you're probably looking at him like he's not a guy that's going to be in our future plans. So grabbing Joe Alt, who I actually really think fits the scheme, is a great addition. Listen, I know you love the NFL draft as much as I do, and you're going to want a nice, hefty watch list of players during this college football season, well, go ahead, check out my draft guide. You can purchase it for only $30 by Venmoing or PayPaling me. Links in the description. It's a one-time payment and you get it for this whole draft cycle and forever and always, technically. It's a Google spreadsheet, so send me your email when you send the payment. I'll get you hooked up. You will see my current prospect rankings and big board, my full evals. And guess what? It updates throughout the whole draft cycle. So it's a great purchase and it's a great way to support the channel. At pick 6, we have the Los Angeles Rams. They go Bo Nix. Whoa, I love this. Kind of. I get it. Tackle is kind of now off the table. Unless you want to take one of these guys who've only played right tackle over their career, like I believe J.C. Latham. I know Armarius Mims, Telenisa, Nisei Fuaga. They've all just played right tackle, so you'd be switching a guy to the other side. You could make a case for taking the first edge off the board, but I mean, Matthew Stafford, man, this is now back-to-back years where he's just been beat up, he's been hurt, he's had to miss games. Grabbing a franchise quarterback, and I mean, with Bo Nix, who's kind of plug and play, I think at this point. I'm kind of on board with that. The Green Bay Packers, they're gonna go Telenise Fuaga. Interesting. I mean, you could either move Zach Tom to left tackle, or you could move Fuaga to left tackle. Regardless, like, tackle feels like, for the Packers, it just feels like the best pick they can make. The question is, do you feel like after Fashanu, is there a guy on the board worth it at 7? Like, how much do you believe in Fuaga? How much do you believe in Latham, Mims, those guys? So, I mean, in my mocks, I would love to take a tackle for the Packers. Just a lot of times I end up just taking the best player available. But let's keep this sucker rolling. Pick 8, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going. Oh, Liatu Latu. I'm not gonna lie, I might have pulled the gun. Is that pulled the string? I might have went ahead and gone quarterback here. I don't like Baker's playing good football, but he's on a 1-year deal. Do you want to entrust your franchise to Baker Mayfield? I mean, perhaps. I mean, edge rush is a big need for the Buccaneers. I mean, you got Shaq Barrett, who's kind of now in this older, limited snap role. We haven't really seen much from any of your other pass rushers like Tryon and such. So I don't mind them going with an edge here. It's just I'd be very tempted, for one, to reach on a quarterback, and 2, Keon Coleman, Mike Evans replacement. I'd love that. Denver Broncos go with Malik Neighbors. No problem here. I mean, when you look at it, when you think about it, I mean, I think there's a good chance that Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy could both be on different teams after the offseason. So getting more firepower in there if you're not in a position to get a quarterback, or you feel like you're not in a position to get a quarterback. Kind of ideal. Malik Neighbors is freaking boss, man. He should have been having big week after big week after big week. A guy that can win at all levels of the field. Great. Phenomenal after the catch. Big fan. Tennessee Titans go with J.C. Latham. Okay. So you got Will Levis. He has now been christened the starter for the remainder of the season, or at least for this next week. So I love that. You want to get him more production? Absolutely. We saw what the Titans offensive line looked like against the Steelers this past Thursday. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't good. So Latham comes in, and I mean, they invested in Andre Dillard, but I'm not going to lie. I wouldn't mind just kicking Dillard to guard and maybe playing Skoronski there at tackle. Just going to throw that out there. but more than likely they're going to keep with Dillard at tackle, Skronsky at guard. You kick Nicholas Petit-Frere into guard. So regardless, you just you want to get more talent on the offensive line, and I mean that helps Derrick Henry as well. So let's go to the Los Angeles Chargers as they go Brock Bowers. Interesting. So Jared Everett is gone after the season. He is up there in years. I think they would love to get a guy like this. They do have Donald Parham, who I think they really like, but I mean, this is Brock Bowers. Win in Rome. Any other areas the Chargers could go? I'm not gonna lie, Jerzon Newton definitely would be there, but you'd be looking at your board like, oh wow, there's a top 5 prospect still here. Okay, send it. Let's get it. And I mean, Herbert's kind of been underwhelming this season. He really has. So grabbing a more pass catchers for to help out there, I think is totally phenomenal. I like it. Matter of fact, I like it a lot. Real quick, I want to give a shout out to today's sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. When you sign up using promo code Broshmo, they will match that first deposit up to $100 reduce. That means, hey, if you use promo code Broshmo when you sign up and your first deposit's $50, they're going to give you $100 to play with. If it's $100, they're going to give you $200 to play with. It's the best place to play weekly best ball, as well as player prop bets higher and lower. For instance, these are some of Gojo's picks of the week, as he's got the Carolina kicker higher than 5.5 points. Fun fact, Bears, I think they're currently like 6th or in the top 5 in points allowed to the kicker. I got Miles Sanders as well as Chubba Bubbard higher on their Russian totals, as well as Bryce Young came away with 41 yards this past week. I think he could get over 9.5. And then I have a Dante Foreman. Got him having a rushing or receiving touchdown. I can see it happening though. Be on the look. We might have a healthy Khalil Herbert coming back. But as always, please bet responsibly. The Atlanta Falcons go ahead. They pull the trigger. They grab a quarterback, Michael Penix Jr. I love this plug and play. Taylor Heineke, we already knew he won it, and at least what we've seen thus far, Desmond Ridder ain't it either. Feels like the final piece to this Falcons team is a competent passer. I think Bo Nix and Michael Penix, while they're the older quarterbacks in this class, they're basically plug and play. They just see their vision. They just see defenses differently. Importantly, pre-snap, opposed to some of the younger guys like a JJ McCarthy, Shadur Sanders, and such. I just think they kind of recognize when and where pressure is coming from prior to the snap, and it just kind of helps them be very successful. I mean, Michael Penix had like 3 total touchdowns this past weekend. Bo Nix 6 total. So yeah, I'm cool with that. Let's keep this sucker rolling at pick 13. Washington Commanders go Chop Robinson. That's the second edge off the board here. Kind of makes sense with, Washington trading away both their young edges in Montez Sweat and Chase Young. They grab the twitchy, the explosive Chop Robinson. I like it. Pick 14, the Las Vegas Raiders go Jerzon Newton. Okay. I mean, with all the quarterbacks kind of off the board at this point, maybe you roll the dice with the JJ McCarthy. There are rumors, or at least made up fairy tales, that Harbaugh might be the next Raiders coach. But I mean, I like this. I feel like the Raiders are kind of squishy in the middle regardless. We've seen good things from Adam Butler this season, playing there next to Max Crosby. So getting another cat in there like Jerzon Newton that is a phenomenal run defender and a just great penetrator, a guy that just plays with his hair on fire, really would help this defense going forward, especially if you find especially if you find yourself not in a place to take a quarterback, at least when you like, if you're trying to get value, you know, because at this point, pick 14, you're taking quarterback 5. How good do you really feel about JJ McCarthy? Though big test for McCarthy this weekend as he will take on Penn State. Pick 15, the Colts, Rome Odunze. I love this pick. I think Rome Odunze is actually a very good fit for the Indianapolis Colts. Kind of replaces Alec Pierce as the big body vertical threat. Just get Anthony Richardson more weapons when he returns next season, and then you're gonna be feeling really good about that offense. And honestly, it kind of allows you to get a quicker evaluation of Anthony Richardson when he has all these spoils at the pass catcher position. Arizona Cardinals here at pick 16. They took Olu-Fashanu. Now they take Kool-Aid McKinstry. I think you could go edge. I think you could go interior, defensive that is. I think you could go corner. I think it's take whoever you got highest on the board. Kool-Aid McKinstry being the first corner off the board here. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Okay, we got the Buffalo Bills going with Keon Coleman. Very interesting. So you would be pairing this cat up with Diggs. I kind of like them getting someone who could be a more of a vertical speedster, but that's not necessarily don't necessarily have to go in that direction. I assume you get this with him being the replacement for Gabe Davis, who is that vertical big like speedy threat. Keon Coleman ain't too far off in terms of speed, and he offers a lot more. He gives you that physicality, those just monstrous hands that get to make those highlight catches. So you keep grabbing weapons for Josh Allen. I'm not gonna be against it. You can make a case for tackle, though. I think Spencer Brown might be coming around. You gotta love the rhyme. But isn't it time for him to get signed long term? Spencer Brown, I believe, is a free agent after the season. Is it this season or next season? I think it might be next season, actually. Okay, yes, he is a free agent after next season. Or maybe you don't blow your load just yet on tackle. At pick 18, the Jets, they go on Marius Mims. Everyone and their mom is going to be picking a tackle for the Jets. It just is what it is. You see how bad the offensive line was a couple of days ago against the Chargers. Be like, well, they're hurt, they're beat up. It's like, yeah, but even with Elijah Vera Tucker coming back, you're still kind of like, okay, well, yeah, what's our tackle situation exactly look like? Even if Elijah Vera Tucker is going to occupy one of those spots, are you going to bring back Mekhi Becton? I got some doubts. Can't wait for Mims to come back. He's currently coming off a tightrope surgery on the ankle. At pick 19, Dallas Turner going to the Saints. Saints get more pass rush. Literally, this pick for the Saints just feels like take the best player available, call it a day. You could go, you would love to maybe go quarterback here, but it's just not in the cards financially with Derek Carr's contract. Some people will be pounding their fist to go get a tackle, though you would be taking tackle 6 at this point. But keep in mind, Trevor Pettin, this is essentially his rookie season after being hurt all last season. So, I mean, I guess I got no problem with this one. I mean, maybe you end up getting that deep rotation at the edge, like Cameron Jordan playing good football, but he's no spring chicken. Minnesota Vikings will not go quarterback either. They go Nate Wiggins, and outside of quarterback, I think corner is a big need for the Vikings. We've seen promising things in a small amount of snaps for Mekhi Blackman, but grabbing more players that will fit the scheme for Brian Flores at a position that's exceptionally volatile. Grab more talent there. I got no qualms about that. Nate Wiggins, someone that's kind of been a fast riser, having a good season, but it's those tools with him. Just a phenomenal athlete and legit ball skills. Dude had a pick 6 last season that went for 90 yards. Dallas Cowboys get them a Jared Verse. I mean, at this point, the value is just so great. It's so grand. You might look at the pass rush for Dallas and be like, we don't really need an edge like Sam Williams. Demarcus Lawrence is still playing really good football. But people, this is the thing, man. People look at the first round and you're like, oh, no, these guys need to be immediate starters. But in all honesty, you kind of want to just take the best player to kind of open up your options in the future. Because, I mean, eventually they're going to want to get off maybe like a DeMarcus Lawrence's contract. Maybe they don't want to bring back Sam Williams if he does pop off. Though they've kind of used him more as a DPR. But Jared Verse, man, I'm a big fan. I understand. I get why. Because there is a point where you don't want to sacrifice value for need. You don't want to be reaching on a need even when the value's not there. So I get it. I understand it. Cooper DeJean would come to mind just with how flexible he is. Don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I take really anyone else, though. So I get it. I get it. When the board falls to you that way, sometimes you just got to take it. Pittsburgh Steelers, speaking of the devil, they take Cooper DeJean. I'm kind of curious to read this one. The Steelers have major needs in their secondary, some argue. The bigger need is safety, while others would say corner. The best part about drafting DeJean is that he could be a starter at either. He is one of the more natural athletes, can confirm. This dude used to play quarterback back in college, man. And that man's got ball carrier instincts. I mean, what hasn't he had like 3 pick sixes in his career? He also had the punt return this season. Technically 2, but one got called back. So, I mean, I can see the Steelers doing that. It gives them a lot more flexibility. Even, kick them in the slot. They really got nothing going on in the slot right now. The Houston Texans, so they don't opt for Emeka Egbuka, but Xavier Leggett. Ooh. If you haven't seen some of Xavier Leggett's performances this season, get to watch his film, including his 9 catches for 217 yards this past week. Yeah, I meant to mention him in my stock report, but I forgot. He's a rare athlete at 6'3", 227 pounds, who brings after the catch ability, contested catch strength to the position. This is true, man. I'm a big Leggett fan. I don't know if I got him in the first round area yet, but him and a bunch of other guys are kind of creeping in on Emeka Egbuka, and okay, after Rome Odunze, Keon Coleman, Malik Neighbors, then who is this next tier of guys? And I really feel like you got guys like Xavier Leggett, Troy Franklin, Brian Thomas, A.D. Mitchell that are creeping in on Emeka Egbuka. So do be on the look for that. Texans, I mean, you're still at a point where it's maybe you just take the best player on the board. Other options they could go here. We saw some of the top edges. Interiors kind of iffy. Defensive interior. So yeah, you probably look to wide receiver. Cincinnati Bengals are going to take Graham Barton out of Duke. So I get it. He's got the versatility. He's going to project for a lot of people as a guard just because of the size, or even a center. He was recruited as a center, but been playing left tackle. He's been playing really well. Let me get Gojo in for his opinion here. What do you think, Gojo? Do you like this Graham Barton pick? Well, no, it's not Kansas City making the pick. It's the Cincinnati Bengals. Gojo hates the Cincinnati Bengals. What's that? He said it's called Arrowhead, not Burrowhead. But Graham Barton, I'm not this high on him because I'm starting to view him more as an interior. But I think having that flexibility to be able to kick outside and probably do well. Pretty prized. I mean, right here, this last line here, it says he's an Elijah Vera Tucker type of prospect. Elijah Vera Tucker was traded up for. Went, at 16? He went somewhere between 13 and 19. So, Graham Barton, man, by the end of the year, man, he could end up being a top 20, top 25 prospect. Oh my gosh, the interior players keep coming. The Seattle Seahawks, they take Troy Patanu out of Washington. Holy moly. Okay, I gotta read this one. After making the move for Leonard Williams at the trade deadline, the Seahawks are all in on their current winning window with Geno Smith at quarterback. That should last for at least one more year. If that's the case, their first round pick should be an offensive lineman, particularly on the interior. Yeah, I mean, they got some young guys on the interior that they're kind of hoping steps up. Patanu plays left tackle at Washington right now, but his home in the NFL will likely be guard or center. Yes, he's, I think, interior 2 for me. I think he is. But interested. I mean, I'm sure Seattle probably really likes what they got in Anthony Bradford. Damian Lewis, they're going to have to make a decision on eventually, but not this season. And then at center, it's like, yeah, maybe you look for a center, I guess. Potentially. I don't know, man. I think there's other picks I would have made here. San Francisco 49ers take JJ McCarthy. What the heck's going on? Oh my gosh. Okay, I have to read this. If the Niners end up picking this late in the draft order, they probably won't consider this, choosing to roll with Brock Purdy. But they're not picking as late. I like this idea. McCarthy has legit NFL arm talent and is showing that off at a higher clip this season. He is still learning to be a true processor, whether that be his timing, his reads, or handling pressure. I'd be a fan of McCarthy getting to work with head coach Kyle Shanahan. Ooh. The idea is interesting. Let's see. Obviously, we got to see the rest of the season with Brock Purdy. Start out the year hot and then 3-game losing streak. So we'll see. But spicy. Golly. The Miami Dolphins go Patrick Paul. I'm not this high on Patrick Paul. Maybe it's just me. But I don't disagree. I would love the Dolphins to grab offensive line help in general. I don't care if this crap is tackle. I don't care if it's guard center. At some point, whether it's via free agency or in the draft, I want to address the offensive line. So I'm okay with it. The Jacksonville Jaguars go with Cameron Kitchens. What? Switching things up and staying true to my board for this pick. For the Jags, I have typically given them Minnesota safety Tyler Nubin, who is still very much in play here. However, Kitchens is my top safety, and he is still on the board here, so that's where I'm going. Kitchens has the versatile athletic ability to play strong, free slot, as we have seen over the last 2 years. Okay, so essentially you're getting a replacement for Rashawn Jenkins, which I'm okay with. I think he's fine, but you could find a cheaper alternative, which would be a rookie first rounder. So interesting. I have not seen in a mock someone go with the safety for the Jags. The Detroit Lions, Kalen Keene, I forgot he was still on the board going here. Corner is kind of an obvious pick for the Detroit Lions. You're just going to see a lot of people making it. Baltimore Ravens go with A.D. Mitchell. Ooh. So Rashad Bateman, final year of his deal. Odell Beckham is literally on a one and done deal. So they might have to replenish that receiving position. So now you get 2 first round, technically 3 first round wide receivers on that receiving core going into next season. I mean, this is mocking. We are seeing a bit more 11 personnel, so intriguing. No Emeka Ibuka? Did I miss that? No, I don't think I've seen Emeka Ibuka yet. Wow, got the lad fallen. Okay. Oh my gosh, how many? We're gonna see a ton of wide receivers going this first round. Because, like, I can't imagine Philly at this point passing on Emeka Egbuka. So the Chiefs just took Jalen Polk. And I get it. I had the Chiefs in my mock draft this past week take Brian Thomas. Grabbing a receiver, trying to find something that works, getting more reliable pass catchers. It's not the wrong answer. It's not. I like that. But I'm not going to lie. I'm more fascinated with the fact that the Eagles, who have said big reason they brought in Zaccheaus was they wanted a more skilled route runner in the slot, and Emeka Egbuka is kind of that guy. So hold your seat. There it is, Emeka Egbuka going to the Eagles. Wait, this is a 2-rounder? I didn't even know that going into this. Oh, we are about to be spoiled today. We will just run through the second round. But yeah, y'all kind of just heard me talk about the Eagles getting a slot. Best player available. He is indeed that. Let's run through this sucker. Carolina takes Xavier Worthy. I get it. They need more pass catchers, speed kills. He's probably going to be a very popular second round pick. There's Brian Thomas. Wow, we have literally had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 receivers go back to back to back to back to back. Well, did the Browns? They got Cedric Tillman there. Oh, my bad. These are teams that don't have a first round pick. I was like, hold on here. Pick 54. I got too excited. So this is actually the last pick of the draft. I played myself. I got so happy, so excited. And now I got to end this video feeling sad. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. That's it for the video. Go ahead. Do that YouTube thing. But as always, till next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.